Welcome to today's Unfiltered Podcast here. I'm your host, Ernest E.J. Christian. It has been a while since we've done one of these. And today I want to step in here. I want to talk about Cam Newton. Cam Newton today is announced he was throwing or going to throw. I believe he is doing it now, or so, whatever it is, at the latest Auburn Pro Day. Cam Newton, former NFL MVP of 2015, makes his intention to return to the NFL. He has said also too that there aren't 32 motherfuckers better than me at quarterback. Cam Newton hasn't played football in the NFL in over a year. He didn't play last season. Last time we saw him was in 2021 when he was traded to the Carolina Panthers, or picked up by the Carolina Panthers rather. Let's just say that the last time we saw Cam Newton in the NFL was not very pretty. Let's just say that. So Cam Newton says that he is better than he is one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the NFL. He's certainly not worse than the 32 guys in the NFL now. So naturally, what I want to do here is, if that is the case, which he is saying it is so, let's run through the entire NFL and see which starting quarterbacks currently on each team right now is he better than, and he can fit on that roster. Let's go to the AFC first. AFC East, Buffalo Bills. Certainly Josh Allen's the quarterback there. He is not better. He's certainly not better than Josh Allen. In Miami, you got Tua Tagovailoa. I would still take Tua despite the injury risks, of course, with him. I still take Tua over Cam Newton at this point. Let's see, New England Patriots. Interesting enough, Mac Jones, the guy he lost his starting job to in 2021 before getting cut by the Patriots. I would still take Mac Jones, considering the fact that he did lose that spot to Mac Jones as well, too. Also in the AFC East, soon to be Aaron Rodgers. He's not officially the Packers starting quarterback as yet. Interesting though, interesting that Aaron Rodgers is not there yet. Would you take Cam Newton over Zach Wilson? Funny question, huh? Would you take Cam Newton over Mike White's not there anymore, but Zach Wilson? Hypothetically, if let's say the Rodgers trade does not go down, would you take him over Zach Wilson? Ooh, tough one there. So the Jets is definitely in parentheses there. Hold the Jets on for a second. Let's go to the AFC North now. Cincinnati Bengals, obviously Joe Burrow. Nope. Burrow is the man there. Baltimore, Lamar Jackson. Despite the contractual situation, I would take not only just Lamar Jackson over Cam Newton, I would take also Tyler Huntley right now at this point over Cam Newton in Baltimore. Steelers get Kenny Pickett. I would right now take Kenny Pickett over Cam Newton for the time being. Let's see. Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson. Despite Watson's rough year last season, I still take Watson over Cam Newton. All right, let's get to the AFC West. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City. You know what the answer to that question is. The San Diego, not Los Angeles Chargers, or whatever you want to call that. Justin Herbert. Obviously, Herbert over to Cam Newton. The Vegas Raiders and Jimmy Garoppolo. I would still take Jimmy G right now over Cam Newton. And then the Broncos, Russell Wilson. Despite a rough year last year, I will still take Russell Wilson over Cam Newton. In fact, I will take Russell Wilson over Cam Newton even at Cam's peak, honestly. AFC South. Tennessee Titans, currently still Ryan Tannehill. I would still take Ryan Tannehill over Cam Newton at this point. Jacksonville Jaguars, you got Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence wins that battle there. Let's see. Houston Texans. Right now, it is they're going to be drafting number 2 in the draft. They're probably going to take C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, whoever's available. You want to go to youth movement, of course. So whoever the quarterback is, they take either Stroud or Bryce Young. I probably still take those two guys over Cam Newton at this point, just because of the situation. Indianapolis Colts. I believe Sam Ehlinger is the quarterback, right? So that's interesting here. Maybe Cam goes to the Colts. Maybe. So maybe Indy. NFC East. Let's go. Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts. Obviously, Jalen Hurts over Cam Newton. That's a no-brainer. New York Giants and Daniel Jones. I'll take DJ over Cam at this point. Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott. Dak obviously over Cam Newton. Washington Commanders. Is it either Sam Howell? It is Sam Howell as a quarterback. Interesting, because we only see one game of Sam Howell, but the one game we saw of Sam Howell was much better than we saw last of Cam Newton. So maybe you Sam Howell over Cam, I guess, right now at this point. But hold that one for a second. Okay, so the NFC, let's go to the South. This could be an interesting situation here. Derek Carr, New Orleans, obviously over Cam Newton. In Tampa, you have now Kyle Trask / Baker Mayfield. I'll put a hole in that one for a second. Although I will say Baker was a little bit better than what Cam was in his final season in Carolina. Speaking of Carolina, they're going to have number 1 pick in the draft. So it falls in the same situation with C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young. I'm going to take, obviously, one of those two guys over Cam. And then Atlanta Falcons quarterback situation. Who was the Falcons quarterback right now? I have no idea, because it was Marcus Mariota last year. Maybe Cam goes to Atlanta. There's a couple of spots there I think Cam can go to hypothetically in a situation. All right, NFC. Let's see, North. Green Bay Packers. Currently, it's still Aaron Rodgers. Will be soon be Jordan Love. Either way, I'll still take either of those guys over Cam Newton. Obviously. Detroit Lions and Jared Goff. I take Jared Goff at this point. He's on the way up now. Kirk Cousins in Minnesota over Cam Newton. I'll take Kirk Cousins. Who's the other guy? Another team in the NFC. Oh, Justin Fields in Chicago. I'll take Justin Fields. NFC West, the Niners right now is Trey Lance / Brock Purdy. I will still take those two guys over Cam Newton at this point. In Seattle, I got Geno Smith. I'll take him right now after come up a stellar year over Cam Newton, most improved player. The Rams, Matthew Stafford. Interesting situation. He should be back healthy. We think next year. Take him for the time being over Cam Newton, and then finally you have Kyler Murray, who was actually out for a chunk of next year with the Achilles injury. You still even when Kyler Murray's immatureness, you still take Kyler Murray and his skill set over Cam Newton. So, look, I do think there are a few situations in the NFL that, hypothetically speaking, if Cam Newton could play in. Do I think he's one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the league? Yeah, sorta. I think he can. I think he can make a case for that. But he's on the very, very bottom end. And further note, not only was he not playing well at the end of his tenure in Carolina, and I'm not talking about the Carolina tenure before he left. I'm talking about the Carolina tenure of the half of the season he played in 2021. He was dreadful. Okay? Not only that, he hasn't played in a year on top of that. So that's 1 year removed also on top of being a bad quarterback in the end of 2021. He didn't play the entire year of football. So you got to weigh that into the equation. You got to bake that into the equation too when you're trying to evaluate Cam Newton. So there are a couple teams I can see maybe you take a flyer on him. Atlanta being one. Indy, obviously Indy's going to draft the quarterback obviously too. Now they have the no, sorry. Indy will probably draft the quarterback going forward. You have situations, obviously, Arizona without Kyler Murray. Maybe they take a flyer on him. There's a very few situations in the NFL. Atlanta, another one. Very few situations in the NFL where if he were to actually try to make a team, there are a few teams that can actually use a quarterback. But what's hurting Cam, and I'll say it again, is not just the fact that he was on the downswing coming out of the NFL in 2021. He hasn't played a full year. Okay. Now look, we saw the little hype video he put out today. He looks good. He's only 32 years old, 33. He's still pretty young. Like, he's younger than Russell Wilson, actually. He's younger than a lot of quarterbacks in the league now currently. But he's taken so much. He's gotten beaten up so much in the last couple in his later years. And the injuries piled up, and then his play just fell off the cliff. And I'm one of the biggest Cam Newton fans in the world. I was calling the guy Cam Swag. I not give that moniker Cam Swag back in 2014. But unless what you're seeing now is the resurrection of Cam going forward, to me, all I have is what I last saw in 2021, and then him not playing an entire year of football until we are proven otherwise. He's just damaged goods. Anyway, see you next on Unfiltered Podcast. Later.